Hello, it's me, Crazy Ginger 8910, and ahead of the brand new series of Doctor Who starting on the 23rd of August, I'm here with a rundown of everything we know about Peter Capaldi's first series as the Doctor. So, be warned, there will be minor spoilers, but there will not be anything about the leaked script or episode. But remember, there will still be minor spoilers, so if you don't want to know anything that happens, then it's probably best to switch off now. But without further ado, in an episode by episode rundown, here is everything we know about Doctor Who, Series 8. In the first episode of Series 8, we will see the newly regenerated 12th Doctor and Clara arrive in Victorian London, where they meet up with Vastra, Jenny and Strax. The Doctor will continue to wear the 11th Doctor's costume for the first part of the episode, but soon changes into a Victorian nightgown. The Doctor may be having a little post-regeneration nap this time. Filming shows us that at one point the Doctor will mount a horse and give chase to a carriage down the street. We also saw that Vastra, Jenny and Strax appeared to be investigating a case during the course of this episode, which may or may not be linked to the main plot. We also saw that what is believed to be from the end of the episode, the Doctor and Clara will land in a busy street. Clara then exits the TARDIS, taking a phone call from what is strongly believed to be the 11th Doctor from before he regenerates on Trenzalore. This is backed up by a scene towards the end of the time of the Doctor. In this scene, Clara walks over to the TARDIS, the phone is hanging off the hook, she raises it and hangs it up. After saying another emotional goodbye to 11, Clara appears to understand that although she is scared, so is 12. Finally accepting the new Doctor, Clara embraces 12 in a hug as they both turn and walk away to get some chips. Sound familiar? It is rumoured that Jack the Ripper will appear in this episode, as well as the clockwork droids from The Girl in the Fireplace, possibly as the main villains. There has also been links to the Master returning in this episode, with him possibly being connected to Jack, but as usual, only time will tell. Little is known about this episode, but it is rumoured to be a Dalek story. The writer Phil Ford has teased that the story will be going behind enemy lines, and later gave the one-word tease of lasagna. There are also rumours that this episode will see the Doctor and Clara going inside a Dalek, as the title for this episode suggests. This episode, written by Mark Gatiss, is set during the 13th century around the fictional character of Robin Hood. This episode also features robots disguised as knights, and the Sheriff of Nottingham, played by comedian Ben Miller. The Sheriff and the robots appear to be the villains for this episode. Whether or not they are working together is yet to be seen. Multiple scenes were shot out on location, including a scene involving the Doctor having a duel with Robin Hood, not with a sword, but a spoon. Another scene shows the Doctor, Clara and Robin in a forest, appearing to be looking up at a spaceship above Earth. Before attempting to shoot an arrow at the ship, he reveals that when he earlier in the episode proved to be a terrific marksman, he in fact cheated, using an arrow with a homing device. But as Robin has injured his arm, how will the situation be resolved? This is the introductory episode for Danny Pink, the new recurring character, who is a teacher at Coal Hill School alongside Clara. The concept for this episode is when you talk to yourself, what if the person you're talking to isn't really you? The monster for this episode is a Minotaur-like creature nicknamed by fans as the Mole, due to its resemblance to the animal. In a scene that was shot out on location, the Doctor drops Clara off outside a restaurant, which Danny earlier entered. In a later scene, Clara is seen walking out of the restaurant in a bad mood. A man wearing the Doctor's spacesuit from Series 2, The Waters of Mars and Hyde, was also seen on location. And later in another scene, a visibly aged Danny Pink was wearing the same spacesuit, on set with the Doctor and Clara walking out of the TARDIS. This appears to be from later in the episode, as Danny appears to be saying his goodbyes to the Doctor and Clara. For now. This episode guest stars a mysterious banker called Miss Delphox, played by Kaylee Hawes. It appears to revolve around, if not at least feature, a futuristic bank of some kind. filming out on location shows us that the Doctor and Clara will meet a cyborg and a mysterious man at some point during this episode. Many scenes were shot with them together, including at Cardiff Bay, in a futuristic bank, and on a risen platform, where they seem to be looking up at something either in the sky or a building above them. There were a few other scenes shot out on location, but appear to be minor parts of the episode and don't reveal anything more about the plot. This episode, set around Coal Hill School, has the Doctor undercover as a school caretaker, as well as being the second appearance of Danny Pink in the series so far, but appears to be the first appearance of the character of Courtney, who will appear in at least 2 episodes in this series. In a scene shot out on location, we saw the Doctor, in disguise, running down a street tracking on his sonic screwdriver. In another scene, we see the Doctor still tracking something which leads him to a metal gate, which he then enters. In the last scene shot on location, we saw what is believed to be one of the main villains of the episode appearing to be a robot. A few other small scenes were shot on location, including the Doctor on a crane lift and Courtney entering the caretaker's, or rather the Doctor's, office. This episode, partly filmed in Lanzarote, has had a lot of speculation from fans, since Stephen Moffat gave the hint the Doctor is returning to an old adventure, but there have been sinister changes since his last visit. Fans have speculated that this could be the Doctor returning to Pompeii or even the Planet of Fire, but considering the rumoured title Kill the Moon, and that the landscape they filmed on could easily resemble the Moon, and that some of the scenes shot back in Cardiff show the Doctor, Clara, Charlotte and Hermione Norris's character all wearing spacesuits, implying they've been in either space or an environment without oxygen, which neither Pompeii or the Planet of Fire are without. This suggests that they could be taking a visit back to the Moon, a planet the Doctor hasn't visited since Smith and Jones. This is also the second episode of the series to feature schoolgirl Charlotte from the previous episode. So, will the Doctor be taking a return trip to the Moon, Pompeii, the Planet of Fire, or perhaps none of the above? Only time will tell. Stephen Moffat has hinted that during this episode the Doctor is finally catching up on his phone calls, which backs up the rumoured title Mummy on the Orient Express, because as you may remember, at the end of the Series 5 episode, The Big Bang, the Doctor gets a phone call about an Egyptian goddess loose on the Orient Express, in space. Once again, very little is known about this episode, but I wonder what other phone calls the Doctor might finally be catching up on. Although not a lot is known about this episode, it was filmed out on location for a few days. The first set of pictures seemed to show Clara investigating without the Doctor. There were multiple scenes shot in an underpass and on the street. Other scenes also showed that the Doctor has entrusted Clara with his sonic screwdriver while investigating. Elsewhere, in other scenes being filmed in a train station, show that what is believed to be a shrinking TARDIS. Clara is also shown to be outside at one point, while the Doctor appears to be inside of the shrinking TARDIS, as other scenes show the Doctor exiting the somewhat shrunken TARDIS. Other scenes show that the episode will appear to involve the homeless, mysterious paintings of people, community service and missing people. How will all these pieces link together? We'll just have to watch the episode to find out. Very little is known about this episode other than it features a large child cast, and is said to be a beautiful script, lyrical and poetic with some stunning visuals. This was also the last episode of the series to be filmed. In this final 2-part episode, there were multiple scenes shot out on location, most of which are believed to be from episode 11. In one of the last scenes to be shot, the Doctor is seen running down a street next to St Paul's Cathedral, yelling at passers-by to get out of here. Later on the same street, Cybermen are seen marching while onlookers appear to clap and take pictures with the Cybermen. The Doctor is rightly shocked by this odd behaviour. In another scene shot that appears to connect to the previous one shows the Doctor, Kate Stewart, Osgood, the gatekeeper of the Neversphere, and unit soldiers all present on a busy street believed to be filling in for another street near St Paul's Cathedral. In this scene shot, the Doctor, Kate, Osgood and the Keeper all appear to be concerned by something in the sky, possibly a cybership. Moments later, Cybermen appear on the street. A damaged 60s Cyberhead was also on set at the feet of one of the Cybermen. It is believed that this episode is linked to the second Doctor story, The Invasion. In the final scene, the Keeper appears to tell the Doctor something very important. The Doctor can be heard to say, "She can't be, I would." The Keeper appears to be then sedated by a unit soldier. The Doctor can then be heard to say, "I need her awake." Then, after a struggle, the Doctor is also put to sleep by a unit soldier. He appears to yell something out about Clara. He then finally slumps to the floor and whispers something to Osgood, before falling into a sleep. In another scene, the Doctor, Clara and what appears to be a half-converted Danny Pink filmed a scene in a graveyard, alongside other Cybermen. According to said reports, Clara was heard asking the half-converted Danny, "Don't you know who I am?" before reaching out and touching his face. There were also a number of familiar gravestones added to the set, including Amy and Rory's, Ellie Oswald's, Clara's mother, and also Clara Oswin Oswald from the episode The Snowmen. There was also a baby cherub statue seen. Whether this cherub is a weeping angel or not is unknown. This episode will be the first two-part story since Series 6. This episode is also said to be a perilous adventure focusing on the Doctor and Clara's relationship and how it affects the people around them. This episode is also rumoured to feature the Master, but once again, nothing has been confirmed. And there we have it. I really hope you enjoy Series 8. I have a feeling it will be a spectacular series. Peter Capaldi is a brilliant actor and has been a committed Whovian all of his life. The Doctor is well and truly in safe hands. So, thank you for watching. Please don't comment anything known from the leaked script in the comments, and remember to watch the new series which starts on the 23rd of August on BBC One. I hope you enjoyed this video, thank you for watching, and bye for now.